Hello good people, I'm Visa from ReCyclop Studios, and today we're going to make some music with circuit bend toys. Welcome. So, before we get to making any music, just a couple words of circuit bending and what it is. Circuit bending is basically just modifying electronic devices that create or affect sound, and by bending the circuit, it's made to do something else that it was not originally intended doing. Circuit bending was invented in 60s by Reed Ghazala by accident. I think he was working on a transistor amplifier, dropped a metal object in it, and it started oscillating and creating weird sounds. And then he thought that well, if this metal object shorting this way could do something weird and nice like this, what could happen with other devices? So then he basically gave the name for that type of electronic art form, circuit bending. What's great with circuit bending is that the idea is not that you know what you're doing. Anyone can basically circuit bend, and for the safety reasons, it's good to bend devices or toys that work on battery power, so that you won't kill yourself or do any other bad damage. Yeah, you just go from there. I think most of the greatest circuit benders I've seen usually don't know anything about electronics. So it should be an easy and great way to start learning electronics and do some fun while you go. I myself haven't done too much of circuit bending until recently. We had a event called Creative Electronic Demo Day, and good friend of mine asked me to bend pile of toys for the event, and so I did. I didn't have much time to do it, so it was very simple, but I got pile of them done that time. Very simple bends and pretty classic ones as well. One of the common bends are that you add a potentiometer, a pot, to over a resistor that usually controls the main circuit timing, and by doing so you can basically alter the pitch of the toy or whatever device you're working on. Other classic bend is that you add a connector, output connector, which is usually in parallel with the speaker or with a switch to the speaker, so that speaker goes down when you have something plugged into there. And that's pretty much what I've done to all of these. This is a Fisher-Price 4-key piano, very good one. This is a nicer tool. There's a bunch of drums and all kinds of this is an instrument on its own. I just added a line out to that. I tried to find the resistor for changing the pitch, but I couldn't find in that time. Here's one Casio keyboard, just also the line out, or it's actually more than line level, but output anyway. This was nice one as well. Two same things, output and pitch knob. And let's see, there was one more. Not to fold the batteries out. Yeah, here was the same output, but I couldn't. This was really cheaply made, but I couldn't even find the resistor for the pitch. And then a little bit different what I did before. This is an old radio that I basically just turned into an amp. Took away there was two PCBs. I took away the radio one and found the point on the second PCB, which was the amplifier, where to inject the audio signal, and just soldered in a jack, and it gave me a nice guitar amp. Really good sound, very bluesy, very trashy. So these are the ones I was thinking of doing a very simple song for you today, and let's see what comes out, if anything. Yeah, one thing before you blow up your stuff trying to do the same. Usually when the line out or the output connection is connected to the speaker, the levels on the speaker might be rather heavy for some of the instruments. So it's good to connect the toy to something that that's not necessarily end of the world if it breaks. It's good to have I don't know, some guitar pedals. They usually can take quite a bit of beating on the input, and there's often an attenuator on the input, or you can do a simple attenuator. It's one more pot or two resistors, and that's doesn't need more than that. Or one thing you could do, what I'm doing today, is using a DI box that has an attenuator in it. Let's see if I have some here laying around. Yeah. Well, there's a good one, cheap. And but what I will probably use is this one. Even cheaper, probably. But the good thing here is that there's an attenuator switch here, so I can get it a little bit lower level. I won't blow up my mixing console doing this. So let's get to it. Okay, so I thought I'll start with drums. Maybe that's the most logical, and this, whatever it's called, Mix Me DJ, is kind of obvious choice for this because it has drums on it. Unlike the other choice what I know of. There's a quite pile of sounds I went through them and actually found mostly just sound effects instead of drum samples. So yeah, but I think this is the winner kick drum. And for the wiring, for those who's interested, I have a cable to the DI box, the chip one, and their RCA, XLR balanced cable to the X32 digital console that I use. I use it for my audio interface, and from here it goes with an USB cable to the computer. And for the tracking, I'm using Cubase 10 and so forth. Now I could of course sample the sounds and then do it all there, but it would be too easy, so I thought that I record loops instead of samples and then compose from there. If it goes too difficult, then I might sample or do more tricks. But let's see how it goes. I have no idea what kind of song this will be, but I guess we'll see as we go. Okay. And I guess our tempo is 120. Ah, there's one bar. That's very good, very good. Let's slice that up a bit. A little bit, poop it. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Quite dirty sound, but why not? Why not? So let's take a snare if it still works. Now that's quite nice and tight. Let's see. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. Let's slice that up as well. Some stuff. Okay, there's something somewhat in the correct-ish rhythm. Okay. So now we have bass and snare. I have no idea what we're gonna do with hi-hat. I would like to have some hi-hats there, but there was not really good sounds for that one. This. Let's see, I'll play around a little bit with some of them and see if I find something we could use back in a while. Okay, I couldn't find the hi-hat yet, but I found another sound that I thought sounded quite nice. I thought that, yeah, well, let's take it. And I've added some effect pedals to the chain as well. So now I'm going through this is a reverb pedal, but kind of simulating pedal, Hall of Fame, but it's on chorus setup. And then I have a phaser king as well, and it sounds like this. So I thought that I'll take it. So cables go now from here to the pedals, and from pedals to the same DI box. Okay, let's try. Ah. And of course, it reset it. Ah, how is it possible? I think it's dropping batteries the whole time. And resetting. Okay, let's try. Come on! Okay, I think we can leave it at. Okay, so we're getting forward with this and having some happy accidents. The sound that accidentally came out from this toy was actually quite good hi-hat sound. I wasn't fully happy with it, but with a little bit of tweaking, it came out quite okay. I can show what it was. I've already looped it, so quite. Yeah, it's metallic, but simulates probably some kind of cymbal, but not too fancy hi-hat. I put a gate on it to cut the tail off. Now it's already tons better. And then I just have a simple EQ. I cut out the low end and boosted some highs, and it came up something like this. Still could probably tweak it, but it's already quite good. And adding on the bass and kick and snare and the kind of bad loop that we got, it sounds like this now. Not too bad. Yeah, let's see what we get next. Okay, we're getting forward with this. Now I have a new toy here. It's a simple 4-key piano. It has some language teaching stuff, ABC, Finnish and English. But there's a music section as well when it plays as a piano. And here we have the pitch bend, circuit bend, and I've used this now to turn this into sort of a bass. I have a tuner on the computer and I've tuned it into close to some tune. And I'm running it through the classic Metal Zone MT2 pedal to give a little bit more grit to it. I tested several pedals, but this, I don't know, kind of sounded okay. So yeah, let's put it on tape and see how it goes. And yeah, the noise, Metal Zone. Okay, let's hope that one of them was in time. Notice that when it's tuned down, it kind of has its own mind when it wants to start a sound and when it doesn't. So that's probably due to the clock rate being so low, or I'm being just a bad player. Either way, we'll select the best one and loop it there, and then get on to another sound, I guess. And right back. Okay, yet another toy. I'm getting quite excited. I don't know the mark of this, but it's a guitar that has very piano-like sounds, and you have actually a scale here. I think it's a major scale, and since we have the tuning knob here, we can tune it to any major scale. And now by using this tuner, I've tuned it into whatever scale this song is in, and found a melody and more pedals again. I'm having reverb and a phaser. I thought of having Metal Zone, but then actually it sounded nice without it. So we are going without it. But let's see if I remember the melody again. It was quite okay one. Okay, let's see. Okay, I found more nice sounds here. This is a Casio, and my first keyboard was actually Casio, and it's actually there still. And when I plugged this in, or started looking the sounds, they are surprisingly similar. There's not as many tones here. It says 25 tones. I think my Casio had 100, but pretty much same samples or however the Casio used to do it back then. Nice memories. Anyway, now I found one that I think it's called electric piano in here, but it doesn't sound anything like electric piano. It's more like what's it called, vibraphone, not the wooden one, marimba. And yeah, added some reverb on it again, and I think I found nice chord to it, and yeah, sounding nice. Let's track it down and remember to add a new track here again. What should we call this? Let's call it marimba. Alright. Let's see if I remember it still. It kind of seems that this is one chord song, but that's okay, since we're not really doing a full song here, but that's just a demo to show that it's possible to do it on toys, circuit bent toys. Okay, let's see what we find next. Okay, another one called flute. Almost sounds like a flute as well, and again, just a reverb. This starts to sound like quite breathy song, but that's okay. Let's try to track this down and see if I manage to mess this up as well. Okay. Well, interestingly enough, I think I changed the melody. In other words, I can't remember what I played just before starting to filming. Nevertheless, sounded quite okay. It seems to getting the same melody repeated on different sounds, so we'll see. I think it comes down to arrangement, how we do that part, and make it sound something that makes some sense. But yeah, let's see. We start to have quite good bit of sounds there to work with, Let's see if I'm gonna take one more, or what should we do? Okay. Okay, it's time for vocals. I'm not really feeling myself singing any, but luckily we have the toys that can do it for us. This one can count to 4 in Finnish. I think it can do something in English as well, but let's start with count to 4. Yeah, it demands to give those piano sounds after it, but luckily we can cut it off.
Sininen lintu laulaa, tuit, tuit.
And there's a bunch of other fun lines as well. We'll see if we can use any of it. I almost was in rhythm. Maybe I can a little bit fix it. Fix it later on, but yeah, that's...
Nyt opetellaan englantia. 1, 1.
Yeah.
2, 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. 1, 1. Punainen, red. Keltainen, yellow.
This would probably need a little bit more sampling to get nice words out of there, and yeah, but it's doable. Let's see if I get excited so much, so I maybe do something. We'll see. Okay, so now it's here after a good bit of blood, sweat and tears and all that stuff. Final mix of the song, and there was good bit of editing happening, but all the sounds are now created with these circuit bent toys. There's no sound out of that scope. I do have had plenty effects, as we saw. There's a bunch of pedals, and I've done tons of editing here, some effects, not too much. Let's see, some reverse tricks with the bass. I had a kind of a what's called not vibrato but tremolo effect. But on top of that, there's not really much happening. What I noticed that is quite critical. These things are quite noisy, so it's good. Well, not too noisy, but some of them tend to have hum at very low frequencies, and there's tons of hiss, but nothing you can get over with high and low passing strictly, and they do distort as well. I think it was more of a quite often a nice touch to the sound that they distort in a so digital, so unique way. You don't get that kind of distort on any other instrument than circuit bent toy, really. Other than that, yeah, just a normal mix. Nothing too spectacular. It's a short song. I think it's 1.5 minutes, but We like short songs nowadays, don't we? Especially this kind of pop music. 2/3 is the chorus. Anyway, the song got name as well. It's called Green Bird. Thanks to the Fisher Price woman who's doing the singing here. So, without further ado, here's the song. Enjoy. Except it's not playing. Now it's playing. And that was it. Thanks for watching. I had fun. I hope you had too. Till next time.